Okay, The Alchemist by Paulo Coelho. I believe that's how you say his name. I love books like this. I'll tell you, if you're a reader that likes journey narratives, following your heart, parables, spiritual storytelling where there are lessons to glean from the narrative that are often left up to your interpretation rather than being spelled out, which some people hate. It's like when you go see a movie and it's this big artistic take away what you want type of movie. Some people are like, what was the point of that? And what they glean is pretty surface level, and they go, well, that was just boring and that sucked. Some people that are here for the narrative story may say that. It's about Santiago. He's a young shepherd boy that travels to the pyramids of Egypt based on images and visions and spiritual experiences that he had that made him feel led that there'd be a treasure at the pyramids. Along the way, he meets all these different characters that seem enlightened in some ways that give wisdom to the boy in different fashions. And so during those experiences, of course, the reader can take and apply and learn things and put it towards their life. So it's very, and it also is very biblical in spirit because there are some parables that are taken from the Bible and similarities that you'll find when reading it. So if you are a spiritual person that enjoys reading books that give lessons that you then take and apply, and also enjoy quiet and reading and very spiritual journeys that you may feel in your own life, you will love this book. I mean, and some people just really love it and five-star it, which I'm more in that category because I read it early in the mornings and I read it slowly and really worked on interpreting every little, I would write some notes and all. But like even the quote on the back, to realize one's destiny is a person's only obligation. Some people are like, oh, I'm tired, I don't want to hear stuff like that. I just want to read a good story. So you might not get as much. You might be in the category that's not 5 stars. So I'm just warning you. It's one of those books, but it's also a classic. It is heralded, as one of the greatest books written of all time, and it's certainly on every classic list that you'll find. And following your read, if you do read it, there are great interviews with Paulo Coelho on YouTube where he talks about his journey writing this book, how it was initially received, and the success that it's had now and the impact on his life and then his inspiration for writing it. All those are great videos, and it just kind of adds to the reading experience if you check those out. But overall, I loved this book. I thought it was one of the great spiritual journey parable books that I've ever read, really. Almost poetic in some ways, even though it's a narrative and it's a fiction story. It's almost like written poetically, like if you're reading like this Tao Te Ching, like that's literally parables. I mean, this is almost sort of that way, but in a narrative style, which is really unique and I found enjoyable, much more enjoyable than just reading poems and parables on each page. So anyway, yeah, great book. And you'll hear celebrities and other people that have made it big and have found great success. They'll say that, oh, I picked this book up when I was little and stumbled across The Alchemist and it just changed my life. It's like one of those books in the same category as The Greatest Salesman Ever. What's that book? Greatest Salesman in the World, I think. And it's followed by part 2 by Mandino. Yeah, I read that book. It's on my channel. Anyway, it's in that category. People call it life-changing. So anyway, yep, check it out. It's a great read. Take your time with it. If you're a spiritual person, I'd say enjoy it. If you're a narrative person, you might want to pass on it. You might want to pass on it if you're just here for the good story, because it's not the most interesting, fast-moving story, because you're supposed to glean from the conversations he has with people. So, The Alchemist by Paulo Coelho. Great book.